Okay, now before I put that back up, I can just kind of wipe around in here a little bit. Make sure around the edges you don't have any broken sheetrock or anything, or any little bits, you know. Okay. Last thing I want is to mess up anything. I don't want to pull down this way because I could flake off a little bit of the paint or something like that, okay? All right, that looks pretty good. Just get this. And you know what? If your fixture, if you've got something here that it looks like this is bent or something, or maybe wires messed up, can you replace these tips? I think you can. I think I ended up doing that for a friend of mine one time, and I had to actually cut this wire off, and then I had some wire nuts that I had to get that were specifically for this, because this can would heat up. They were like porcelain wire nuts, I believe it was. It was kind of something funky. I ended up doing it because they didn't want to replace the whole fixture or anything, and it wasn't the bulb, and so I did that. You'd have to go to a wholesale electrical house, something like that. Take your old tip in and check it out with them, and see, you know, what all you'd have to do with that. You might be able to cut that off, you know, real close. Maybe you can just replace this end, but it looks like there's really small little screws. I don't even know if those are screws or if it's just kind of riveted in, or what the deal is. But you know, if you've got a question, you might be able to get this replaced. But most of the time, you're not going to have an issue with this thing here, okay? I've seen the outside edge bent a little bit, and I'll bend that back a little, and usually you're not going to have a problem with that, okay? Let's put this up. Okay, I'm going to hold that up there. My 2 prongs. That's why I don't like to have the light switch on when I do this, because it could shock you. I'm just going to kind of push it back and forth as I'm pushing it in. Okay, now it's snapped in. Okay, that's what you're going to have so far. See how easy this is? Okay, now I've got that slot there, and that slot I want facing where the wall is. So before I push it up in there, you know, I'll just reposition it. But even if this is slightly off, like I said, we can kind of move this around once I get this in the hole, okay? I'll push the sides in and just kind of push it back up in there, okay? Like that. There. And see, if I want to move that, it's kind of there. You grab it like that, and I can twist that. I'm lining that up. That looks pretty straight. And this here, I'm gonna tilt it so that the light is kind of down like that a little bit. Okay, there. Looks like I got it in there. All right. Now to turn it on, I'm gonna leave this on, and we're gonna turn it on right now. Make sure it works. And voila, look at that. Turn the light switch on. Good grief. It's not on, is it? I'm not liking that. Maybe it's not the bulb after all. Oh, that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Oh, joys. Okay, let's take this back down carefully. Okay. Looks like everything's pushed in there fine. Come on, what's the dealio? I'm going to try to turn the switch back on now. Still not going. Dabbity nabbit. Did I know this was going to happen? No, I did not. Maybe this bulb was still working. Maybe there's something else going on in there. I just don't know, okay. Ooh. Turn the light switch back off. What else can I do? I'm hard pressed to think that the bulb is not working. But you know what? I've had that happen before, where I put in a brand new bulb and it didn't work. Okay. I just happen to have another one. Okay, this time I'm just going to put it in here. And sometimes I'll do it this way too, just to check the bulb, to make sure the bulb works. And then I take it back off, put it in the light fixture. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on, see what happens. Ah, look at that. Nothing. Boy. Now, I've really got to put my thinking cap on. You know, there might be a, not liking that. There might be a little ballast. For this light fixture that's up inside, above the can. Like I say, I'm not liking that at all because, oh man, I have to take this can down to go up in there, or I may have to go up in the attic to see if there's a ballast. You know what? It could be the ballast because I know cans like this, well, not a can, but a light fixture. I've done a light fixture before where it had something else, and then the whole fixture comes off, and there's a halogen bulb in there, and I've done it before where I had to take the whole thing apart and get inside, and it had a little ballast inside of there, inside the can. But because this is a recessed can, the ballast is probably on the back side of this. I'm not liking that at all. Okay, this could be a little bit more difficult than I thought.